welcome to another episode of the Food and Farm Show. I'm your host, Cheryl Noble.
And I'm Gil Dominguez, and right behind us you see the exhibit booth for the 4-H Club. Cheryl, this is the 100th anniversary of 4-H here in our county.
And they're having a big celebration this weekend too, right here at the fairgrounds.
They're having an all reunion for all the different years. It'd be interesting to see who shows up and what kind of stories they have to swap.
Exactly, when they were little kids, and they're still part of contributing and supporting to the 4-H. You know, it'll be really interesting to hear some of the stories of the folks who used to be 4-Hers when they were little kids, and now they're still out there supporting this great organization.
Right, what it was like back then and what it's like now. And as you can see, there's nobody here in the booth. That's because they're all out at the cattle competition, and they've been supporting each other through all the different competitions that they've been in. 4-H, very strong program, always going head-to-head with FFA.
Be sure to watch us every Monday evening at 6:30 p.m. on Channel 11 and also Channel 16 and Channel 20 ACTV. And you can catch us whenever you want on our YouTube channel, The Food and Farm Show.
So let's get ready, Cheryl. And why don't we start today with the sheep competition? 4-H is involved in that. Let's go out to the sheep arena.
Currently in the ring, we have our Class 2 Junior 4-H showmen and our first and second place exhibitors from the novice class.
I think my chase throws around the building tonight.
Attention in the sheep bar. We need Class 3 Senior 4-H Showman to the ringside. Class 3 Senior 4-H Showman to the ringside.
For you to give me the tape.
The winner of this class, 4-H Junior Sheep Showmanship, wins a ribbon and also a plaque, sponsored by Jim, Linda, and Jennifer Miller. Please have a round of applause for our sponsors.
But I have to go to the dance again at noon, so go hang out, do something else. By the amount of ribbons there, I'm kind of like, be alive. Well, yeah. We'll see.
They did the FFA.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, the novice is going to come up and win our juniors. Okay, this young lady down there. Did a real nice job. There's not much she's doing wrong today. The young man in second, I had him winning the contest, but his lamb's not working for him now. That lamb's roached up in his back, and at times those back legs are a little bit exposed, and we talked about that. But you know what? We can show for him. He's pretty good. This young lady, the novice, is pretty good too. This young lady, I never even had you place for the longest time, okay? And then you've done a real nice job. You're real smooth all the way through. You just need to keep that head up a little bit. No, neck and head. Because when his head is down, he's kind of in here, okay? Makes him look a little bit off. So if you pull his head up, see how it straightens out, okay? And watch your feet and legs too. This young lady was second novice, and she's coming up here to be fourth in the juniors, and she started getting tired. And she's getting tired, but she's doing a real nice job, real smooth job all the way through. Here's a gal that was jumping around there quite a bit for quite a while, and then she just kind of smoothed it out. Moved on up there to get a ribbon. Okay. Really fine-tuned, you got this fine-tuned. As we were talking to this young lady, beautiful eyes, okay? But the eyes not going to win the contest. You just need to pay more attention to feet and legs, where you're setting that head, how you're doing this, right? Okay, good job. I never played this place for the longest time. Now again, we talked about this head. I want to see this head up. He's a big lamb, don't let him have that head down. Don't stretch your lamb out too much, okay? This guy, I never had placed him for the longest time either, but he's done a nice job. This lamb's pretty hard for him to handle at times if he wants to Just be a handful, huh? But a little bit more work and he'll be right in there. And we talk about these kids down here, this little girl with South down. Real nice job. Real nice job. At times the feet and legs are out of position. She got a little excited. She got a little excited when we first started. But she's slow out there now. She's doing a nice job. Young man that had his lamb getting loose arm that I think should be a professional bulldogger. He's good. If that lamb had had horns, he'd had him down on the ground. There's no horns. But he's doing a nice job with, giving his best to work with. Young man with a smoky lamb at times when we were leading out here, he got a little rambunctious, huh? But now he's kind of smoothed it out, took a deep breath. We're going to use square corners and a square ring too, right? This young lady, really nice presence at first. She was having a good go, and then she kind of fell apart in the middle, and now she's doing a real nice job. As far as I'm concerned, all you novices, or all you juniors, in my book have a blue ribbon. Okay, you're all good. You just need a little more time. A little more effort on your part, your leaders, and you'll be right up there with a blue ribbon every time. Let's give them all a round of applause.
Results of the Class 2 Junior 4-H Showmanship class. First place, Aaron Maya, Pin Valley. Second place, Scott Thomas, Independent. Third, Molly Bierkamp, Pin Valley. Fourth, Rachel Stafford, Metal Arts. Fifth, Rachel Callahan, Metal Arts. Sixth to Victoria Warman, Pin Valley. Seventh, Ella Trimble, Pool Hollow. And eighth to Drew LaFerriere, Chicago Park. Congratulations. What will be our first and second place exhibitors?
First heat of Class 1. FFA Novice Swine Showman in the ring. Currently in the ring is Group 1 of FFA Swine Showman, Class 1 Novice. could I please have the Group 2 of Class 1 Novice FFA Swine Showman to the ringside, please? Group 2 of Class 1 Novice FFA Swine Showman to the ring.
We've got in here is FFA novice showmanship. We've got our first heat in the ring, and we've got a second heat that's on the way, and we're going to go ahead and evaluate the next group before we get into the final round. What I've done is I've set aside the 4 kids that are pinned over here off to my left that are going to come back in for the final heat of novice showmanship. The 4 that are left out here in the ring are going to go ahead and get excused to go back to their pins, but they're out here working hard and trying really hard. Want to commend the exhibitors. Young man over off in the corner with his belted black pig over there. You worked really hard the entire time and really were trying to keep your pig in the center of the ring. Unfortunately, your pig just doesn't want to work with you today, and actually showmanship is a team effort. Unfortunately, half of your team isn't working with you today, but I'm sure they do a really good job. Our other exhibitors, a young lady with the black-headed pig, really, I felt like you tried pretty hard as well. I didn't get to see you as much as some of the kids that got the heads on pins. But when you get your pig in front of me, you do a really good job of presenting her. She's well presented, and you guys have a nice look together. I just didn't get to see you quite enough to maybe go ahead and find you a pin. At this point, all we're doing is evaluate who can keep their pigs in front of the judge, who can keep on the right side of the pig, and who can keep their pig in the center of the ring, give a good look to the judge of their pig. That's what we've done is set aside those 4. But these other 4 have worked hard. Let's give them all a big hand as they exit.
Attention swine exhibitors, I need the first group of Class 2 FFA Senior Showman to the ring, please. First group of Class 2 FFA Swine Showmanship to the ring, please.
And our niece is right behind him.
Attention in the swine barns, I need Class 1 of FFA Senior Showman to the ringside, please. Class 1 FFA Senior Showman to the ring.
now we've got round 2 of our novice division here in FFA Showmanship, and once again we've selected the kids that have done, in my mind, done the best job as far as just being able to keep their pig in front of me. Remember in showmanship, when the entire goal of what you want to do, keep your pig in front of the judge and keep your pig moving. Ideally, I'd like to see it 10 to 15 feet in front of me, but at this point, all I'm really trying to do is select those kids who get those pigs in front of me and keep them there. Everybody's out here trying hard, and like I said before, showmanship is a team sport, and unfortunately, sometimes your pig doesn't want to work for you. Our young man in the corner here with the black pig, when you came out, I thought for sure you were going to be in our final round, and you did a couple nice passes there right in front of me, and I thought, you know, next time he gets right in front of me, I'm gonna pin him, and you just never did after that, because at that point, the pig decided he was going to quit, and he got to the corner, and you tried hard and did the best you could to get him out of there. Unfortunately, it just wasn't happening for you today, but you certainly do a good job. Our young lady with the blue bud pig over here, I thought you did an outstanding job as well as far as really putting the effort in there. I would have liked to see you maybe try and get on your pig's head a little bit more instead of using your knees so much to move her around. Use that stick and get down there with your hand and push on the side of her face to try and get her off the pin. And then when you get her out in front of me, remember, you want to stay on the opposite side of the pig. You want the pig to be between you and me. And there was a couple times I saw you where it was the other way around, where you were between me and the pig. But you certainly did a great job and put out a really good effort. Our young man over here, I thought that if you could have kept your pig moving a little faster, you'd have been able to make a couple more passes in front of me, and I would have seen you a little bit more as well. But all 3 of them do a great job. Let's give them a big hand today.
Nevada County Farm Supply has been part of the agricultural scene since 1993. Their staff consists of a certified crop advisor, licensed pest control advisor, and irrigation auditor. In Penn Valley, they have a full-service nursery with over 500 varieties of plants and garden enhancements. In Grass Valley, they have a warehouse full of soil amendments, fertilizers, and nutrients. Nevada County Farm Supply, powerful knowledge and innovative solutions. Grass Valley Hay and Feed Supply is dedicated to the health of your pets and livestock. They offer the top brands of nutrition and carry the complete line of products from Bar Ale and Purina animal feeds along with Diamond and Canaday. They carry rice and wheat hay bales for your gardening needs, as well as alfalfa, grass hay, and grain for your livestock. It's Grass Valley Hay and Feed Supply, supporting Nevada County agriculture since 1992. It's time to visit the newly remodeled B&C True Value Home and Garden Center. The new B&C has completely changed for your shopping convenience. Their new expanded garden center has everything you need, including expert advice on trees, shrubs, and perennials. Check out their new website and the new spring hours. And thank you for voting B&C the best hardware and building supply in 2012. So start right, start here at B&C True Value Home and Garden Center.
Welcome back to the Food and Farm Show at the Nevada County Fairgrounds. Let's get back to the competition.
double check. That means lower than.
Well, a really neat program here as we bring in all our local bred steers from the county, and obviously you guys have some great cattle in your local area because there's a lot of cattle within this ring that represent some pretty competitive classes that cattle won in and sat right in the top end. So obviously I commend you guys from the local breeders around here for just an outstanding group of cattle, and you guys obviously have done a great job in terms of feeding them and presenting them here to represent this. With that being said, we're going to just select a champion and a reserve within this this division, and I know that there's a lot of cattle in here, so we're. Oh, okay. Now I was wrong on that. There's just a champion, so we're not going to walk any of these. I'm going to just go out here and select your champion. Once again, let's give them all a big round of applause.
So for our champion, for our bred and fed by, goes to Catherine Ritter of Meadowlark 4-H. We have Danny Casillas, which is representing the Tahoe Cattlemen's Association, that has presented a buckle to Catherine. I think we need to give Tahoe Cattlemen's Association a big round of applause. They are also the ones that are the sponsors of the Champion Carcass Awards competition that they have also.
Coming up at 11:30, Harmon Ranch event. Grab horses and farm wagons. Also at 11:30, Grass Valley Diaga. Traditional Japanese style drumming. The Pine Tree Dance.
I see her now.
do not have a microphone for the barns, so hopefully you in the barns can hear me. We need to have you guys getting ringside for our FFA Showmanship, our senior showmanship class. Derek Adelman, Shane Green, Cameron Ransauer, Jared Kilgore, Heath Mullen, Kendall Brazil Blocky, Cassidy DeAndrade, and Joseph Franks. Please be ringside. This will be our first heat for our senior FFA showmanship class. Cassidy DeAndrade and Joseph Franks. This will be our first heat for our senior FFA showmanship class, so please be ringside.
an outstanding class of novice showmen. Let's give them all a big round of applause. I knew it was going to be difficult judging the show to come into this showmanship portion, and I enjoy showmanship, and I think it's really important, but I'll be honest, I kind of was dreading it a little bit because I knew there's obviously so many good showmen that we saw here earlier in the show, and it's going to be a real challenge, and it certainly didn't disappoint me as we get out here. The two that I have left here are obviously the two that are in contention for our champion showman, and I think that both of them are really good. For me, there's one young lady that just is maybe a little more aggressive, and one of the things I really like is the way that she walks her cattle into place to get them set up, and uses a lot of her time in terms of pulling the cattle in and getting them set up with the halter more so than the stick, because then it leaves her less work to do when she gets there. She's really aggressive. She does a really good job in terms of always having the cattle's head up and alert and ready to go. That's going to be your young lady right here. Not to take anything away from our second place showman, obviously very talented as well, and she does a great job also in terms of getting her steer set up, maybe just not quite as efficient and quickly as the one that goes ahead and wins the class, but an outstanding showman, really does a great job and has a great presence out here, and I commend both of you. And third, the young man, he's a heck of a showman as well, and this steer maybe is just a little bit more of a challenge to get shown to strike, because he does get a little easier top at times, and so you got to work at him a little bit harder to keep him together. With that said, a couple times maybe you got him a little stretched out, and that kind of exaggerated that just a little bit. And I know that's the toughest thing to kind of gauge when you're showing, as to how to keep them coupled up or stretch them out a little more, and it becomes a little challenging that way. But great job, a really good showman, and I think you've got a great presence in the ring. The young lady that comes next is one that really does a nice job as well, and her steer can be just a little bit more challenging to get set up also, because he wants to stand a little wider up front. You got to really battle to keep his front feet together, and he wants to turn his hock in a little bit, so from the side profile he doesn't always look like he's just got him squared up just perfect. But you do a great job, and I should say that part of the thing, I went around and asked a couple of questions, but I'm not a real big question asker in showmanship. I just like talking to them and seeing how they're going to conduct themselves, and they all did a very good job in that regard as well. The young lady that comes next, a really good showman as well, just at times maybe a little more lackadaisical, just get a little more aggressive and getting them set up quick. You know, when you get in the ring with this many talented showmen, a lot of times it comes down to who's the most efficient. At times maybe you weren't as quick at getting your calf set up, but a really good job. Next we have a really good showman as well. Maybe at times what I would tell you is just kind of work on keeping that calf's head up and a little more alert, and just stay a little more aggressive. Do a nice job on setting his feet up. Just work on keeping his head up, especially when you're leading him. And likewise with the next one in line, the same kind of thing. As you're leading that steer, just work on keeping his head up a little bit more and keeping him a little more alert as you go. But a great showman as well. Let's once again give them all a big round of applause. An outstanding group of novice showmen.
First place goes to Taylor Foster. Second to Taylor Stafford. Third to Eric Smith. Fourth to Rachel Randall. Fifth to Tiana Moe. Sixth to Jordan Somerville. And seventh to Chase Rydell. We need to have
Anything Green Hydroponics is your source for hydro systems, grow lights, and soils. Anything Green offers a complete range of organic nutrients as well as fungicides, miticides, and predatory bugs. Anything Green Hydroponics has just received this year's soil. Get your totes, pallets, or individual bags. Stay tuned for future workshops. It's all at Anything Green Hydroponics.
Grass Valley Hay and Feed Supply is dedicated to the health of your pets and livestock. They offer the top brands of nutrition and carry the complete line of products from Bar Ale and Purina Animal Feeds, along with Diamond and Canaday. They carry rice and wheat hay bales for your gardening needs as well as alfalfa, grass hay, and grain for your livestock. It's Grass Valley Hay and Feed Supply, supporting Nevada County agriculture since 1992. Nevada County Farm Supply has been part of the agricultural scene since 1993. Their staff consists of a certified crop advisor, licensed pest control advisor, and irrigation auditor. In Penn Valley, they have a full-service nursery with over 500 varieties of plants and garden enhancements. In Grass Valley, they have a warehouse full of soil amendments, fertilizers, and nutrients. Nevada County Farm Supply, powerful knowledge and innovative solutions.
Well, let's give these novice showmen here in FFA a big hand and come out, and it's really fun to evaluate the kids. I think everyone's really putting out a very good effort, and what I've done is left the top three out here in the ring, and what you see off to the left is 4th through 8th place, and the place really put out a great effort, and that's what really impresses me the most. I'll talk about our 8th place individual first, and that's going to be the young man down here in this far pen with the white pig. Let's give him a big hand. He came out and worked hard with his pig, and the reason you're in 8th is when we got the final round out in the ring and we started evaluating the kids, your pig kind of went to the fence and kind of stayed there for a while, and you had a hard time getting her off, and you really started pushing her a lot with your knees. And I'd really like to see you next time come out and stand. If you put your body towards the pig's hip and you stand there and you use your stick or your whip or whatever you're using, hit them on the side of the face. You know, tap them in those areas. Get them to go. Get them out there. You shouldn't have to push them. You should be able to slap them and to move them that direction. But you came out and did a great job. You were trying the best you could. Your pig just got on the fence, and that's where you landed. But great job to you. Our young lady in 7th is going to be right here with the black-headed pig in her pen. Let's give her a big hand as well. I thought that you were going to be higher, honestly, when we came out in the final round, and you really do a great job of presenting your pig. When he gets out and makes a couple passes in front of me, you guys are both very, very well presented. You give a couple really good looks of him. What really landed you down there in 7th, your pig just kind of quit on you, and he started moving really fast. And he got to the corner and got behind me a couple different times, and you just kind of lost track of him. My only advice for next time, try and stay on his head just a little bit more to prevent him from getting away from you, because it seemed like once he'd see a hole, he'd just take off, and then you lost control of it. But you do an excellent job as well. Certainly commend your efforts. Our young man with the blue bud there is going to be in 5th place, and he does an outstanding job as well. I felt like your pig didn't want to move very fast at all, and you almost had the opposite problem where maybe you should kind of use your whip and make him hit him in the flank area and make him go a little faster, because you knew, I could tell you knew all the basics. You were on the right side of the pig. You had your pig in the center of the ring as much as you could. He just didn't want to go fast enough for you. And as I started narrowing him down, you kind of got off to the side, and because he wasn't moving fast, we were stuck there for a while. So we went ahead and pinned you, but you did an excellent job as well. Our young lady in 4th with in 5th place with the black pig over there off to my left. Let's give her a hand as well. She came out and tried really hard. I thought you would be higher as well. I really like the intensity and aggressiveness that you have. Of all the individuals in our novice showmanship, I felt like you probably did the best job as far as maintaining eye contact and being really intense. Now the problem was your pig was really fast-paced and got away from you a few too many times. And as I started narrowing them down, we were trying to select the kids that are the most consistent in front of me, and you just weren't in front of me as much as the top 4. But you certainly did a great job, and really like the eye contact and the intensity. Our young lady in 4th place over there with the red pig in the pen, let's give her a hand as well. She came out and worked hard, and I felt like your pig worked really, really well for you. Your pig was trained really well. You guys stayed towards the center of the ring most of the time. You were very, very consistent in that aspect. I would have liked to have seen you perhaps make the pig move a little bit faster, and I would have liked to have seen you maybe just also have a little more eye contact, have a little more intensity. Most of the time when I was looking at you, you were looking down at your pig or looking away from me. I'd like to see you be a little bit more intense, be a little bit more aware of where I'm at in the ring, and as I move throughout the ring, kind of anticipate where I'm going and get your pig in front of me. I felt like that's where the 3 individuals left out in the ring maybe excelled you in that category, but as far as maintaining control of your pig, you did an outstanding job, and I can definitely tell you worked really hard with that project. That leaves our top 3 out in the ring, and 3 exhibitors that in my mind, all 3 of them are very consistent as far as keeping their pigs in the center of the ring. You rarely see any of these 3 exhibitors in the corner, on the fence, behind me. They're all out at least towards the center, at least moving their pigs, and that's really, really impressive. All 3 of them really demonstrate very good control. I'll talk about all 3 of them briefly before I tell you how I placed them. Our young man here with the down-eared pig off to my right. You do a great job of just keeping that pig at a nice pace, keeping it moving, and keeping him in front of me. That being said, I'd like to see you be a little bit more intense. I think you're a little more lackadaisical, a little more laid back maybe than a couple of the other exhibitors. But that also works to your advantage because your pig never gets too fired up. Your pig never really stops on you, never really gets away from you and tries to run. And so I think from that aspect, you have a great deal of control over him. I think if you were a little more intense, you could maybe turn him a little bit more. You know, sometimes you want to get a little too far off to the sides. I think you can maybe turn him a little more frequently and just give me a couple better looks from time to time. And that's being really critical of a really, really solid job that you do. Our young lady in front of me with the red whip, you do a great job of being very intense, and I really like the way you're able to turn your pig. You get in front of him and you turn him into you, and you can turn him away from you both ways very effectively, and I like that because it gives me different views of the pig. When she turns that pig away from her, I get to see the pig's front, and when she turns the pig into her like she's doing right now, I get to see the pig's rear, and I really like that because it shows off the different angles of the pigs. And it also shows me that she's worked with that pig a lot, and she's able to make that pig do what she wants it to do. Being critical of you, I think a few different times you could have probably sped your pig up a little bit more. You wanted to be off to the side maybe a few too many times, but that's being really critical of a job well done. And then our young man with the blue butt off to my left here, I felt like you did a great job as far as just being consistent as well. Your pig just works really well for you, and you never get off to the corner, off to the sides. I think I would also like to see you be just a little bit more aggressive with your pig. You want to be a little bit, maybe more lackadaisical as far as just maybe not staying on his head as much, not making him turn as soon as I would like you to get him right in that perfect spot right when I'm about to move. But as far as maintaining calmness, maintaining control, you do a really, really good job in that aspect. So I think you could place any of these top three different ways. The one that for me did the most solid job and demonstrates just the most control and just the most work ethic that you could tell has been put into the pig. Our first place showman is going to be the young lady right in front of me. Congratulations. Second place will be our young man right here. Third place will be our young man with the downhill pig. Let's give them all a hand. Congratulations.
Thanks for joining us today at the Nevada County Fairgrounds. The 4-H Club is a big feature at the fair, and we're at the Ag Experience, and there's booths from the various chapters around here.
There are. We're standing in front of the Chicago Park 4-H Club, but they have all kinds of chapters in and around Nevada County. They all compete with one another to be the top 4-H contestant in some of the venues, as you'll see, and then they go head-to-head with the FFA kids and to see who's the top breeder in the various species. Had a fun time today watching the sheep, the swine, and the cows. You know, just so much activity going on here.
As I said before, they take it all very seriously, too. Remember, you can catch us every Monday night at 6:30 p.m., Channel 11 and Channel 16 and ACTV Channel 20. And the YouTube channel is the Food and Farm Show.
So until next time, when there'll be more fair coverage of the competition, I'm Gil Dominguez, Cheryl Noble right next to me. We'll see you next time on the Food and Farm Show. Goodbye, everybody.
Anything Green Hydroponics is your source for hydro systems, grow lights, and soils. Anything Green offers a complete range of organic nutrients as well as fungicides, miticides, and predatory bugs. Anything Green Hydroponics has just received this year's soil. Get your totes, pallets, or individual bags. Stay tuned for future workshops. It's all at Anything Green Hydroponics.
It's time to visit the newly remodeled B&C True Value Home and Garden Center. The new B&C has completely changed for your shopping convenience. Their new expanded garden center has everything you need, including expert advice on trees, shrubs, and perennials. Check out their new website and the new spring hours. And thank you for voting B&C the best hardware and building supply in 2012. So start right, start here at B&C True Value Home and Garden Center. Be sure to join us each week right here on NCTV Channel 11 at 6:30 to 7:30, and of course on our YouTube channel, The Food and Farm Show.